Alright, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey bringing you another StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm cast. This time we're going to be featuring the blue Zerg player in the bottom right corner of Echo. He is representing Team Unrivaled, and he is Picur. And his opponent, the villain for this particular match, taking forever to move his initial Overlord because of all the banter going on here. He is also representing Team UR. He is, I'm going to try my best here, it looks like Apophis. That's how I'm going to say it, unless it's Apophis. I think it's Apophis. That's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, so these guys are obviously good friends. They're on the same team here, and I think they're just doing a practice match. That's what Picur told me in the email. It's just a practice ZVZ. No real stakes here, but apparently it was a good game, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I'm always happy to cast a ZVZ because I'm always happy to learn and see what other players are doing in this matchup. I've actually had the pleasure of getting my ass brutally kicked by Picur in the past. He is a Master League Zerg player, and his opponent is a Diamond. But yeah, he's got some pretty powerful, aggressive builds here. What is happening over here? Is there, okay, yeah, double extractor trick. That's what I kind of expected here. We do have an early pool, though, going down here. It looked like it was a 9 pool from Apophis. So while we wait for this to kick off here, which shouldn't take too long, I just want to let you guys know, as always, if you want me to cast your replays, please feel free to send me an email at gdoggcasey SC2@gmail.com, and I'll be absolutely happy to do that for you. I gotta say, I'm absolutely astonished by the response I've gotten from just one little advertisement on the CTL site and letting some of my teammates know what I'm doing. I have a mailbox full of replays. Now, a lot of you guys have sent me multiple replays, and of course I'm happy to have multiple replays from you guys, but if you do send me like a replay pack, of course I'll get to them when I can, but I'm going to sort of prioritize the people who only send me one ahead of you if I've already casted one of your games, at least, as this 9 pool is on its way out here. So yeah, Picur sent me one replay. I still have a bunch from some of you other guys whom I've already casted, and of course I'll get to them, but you know, the guys who've only sent me one, I'll give them their shot in the spotlight. That is my amazing YouTube channel here first. Quick expansion to follow up this 9 pool. That's pretty interesting. It's not that I've never seen that before. I think it's a pretty good play because he can actually go ahead and cancel this natural here from Picur. And if he does that, then he's going to find himself in the lead here. But even just these 4 lings are already getting some damage done. And yeah, so it's 2 versus 4. All Picur has to do is just make a couple more lings, or even a queen, and he'll be able to fend this off. And this seems to be the only amount of Zerglings that Apophis has sent out here. So I really don't think this hatchery is going to go down. Although, nice little micro here from Picur. He did manage to snag a Zergling there. That was a plus EV trade for him. And we'll see if he decides to do that again. I think he's just going to let the hatch finish, and eventually he's going to squeeze out a few more lings. He's also getting Zergling speed and a queen coming out here. And he did eventually lose one of those Zerglings. Yeah, see, he's making Apophis make a decision here. Now all the lings are dead, though, for Picur, but he does manage to squeeze out 4 more here. So in the end, if we take a look at what we're actually looking at here, we see 16 workers for Picur, 15, and now back to 16 for Apophis. Both naturals are up, and Picur has speed on the way where Apophis doesn't. So that's sort of the advantage that Picur gained. And he's going into a quick Baneling Nest here. I'm not surprised to see this as he stays in gas. And he's going to be looking to get a lot of Banelings on the field with his counterattack here. Spinecrawler going down for Apophis to try to set up a defense here. I like this decision, especially when you're gasless, which he actually has gotten gas now, but he hasn't mined any from it yet. So I like the decision of getting the Spinecrawler there, because when you open up gasless, you really don't have anything to defend with except for slow lings and queens. So you're going to need a little bit extra. Looks like Picur is getting a lair here extremely quickly. That started right around the 6-minute mark, just as the Baneling Nest finishes up here. Zergling speed is finished as well, and Picur is going to be on the attack here soon enough. The Spinecrawler does manage to finish, and it looks like Apophis got a little bit supply block. He actually just made 2 Overlords, and now he just made 2 more Overlords, so spending a lot of minerals in this in his Overlords here. But now he's squeezing out some Zerglings. The issue is he's still really far away from Zergling speed. Just starting it now. It's going to take a long time. There's no Baneling Nest yet. He has to defend this attack with only Slowlings and a Spinecrawler here. Now the Spine's in a pretty good spot. And he does have a nice amount of lings out already, and getting a second spine here is pretty good. He does have an Overlord out in position watching all this. Ooh, that Baneling actually takes out a Spine Crawler, and this Baneling is being really careful, doesn't really want to be wasted on something too small. The spine does go down, and picur just basically microing only that one Baneling. Does get an okay shot off, but now there's more than enough lings here for Apophis to push this away. Both his Spine Crawlers went down, though, but picur focusing on only drones after this. And, yeah, I mean, it looks like he's trying to drone up his natural now. He's got the lair finished, and he's got a Roach Warren on the way now. So I wonder, he didn't squeeze anything out while I wasn't paying attention. No, he didn't. If this, yeah, okay, so it's for Roach speed, all right. Lately I've been seeing a lot of Zerg players go for a really fast lair, but then just not use it, mostly because they end up just kind of dying because of it. But this was really well planned out here from picur, starting the lair as he was pushing across the map. It's almost like taking an expansion while you push across the map, because you know that you have map control at least for a little bit, so your expansion can get up. It's kind of the same thing here, where the lair can get up while you're pushing across the map. Now, we do see a Baneling list coming down. Zergling speed has finished for Apophis. He's got a ton of Zerglings standing around here, just not really doing anything. If we look over here, we can see that with a little bit of good micro, Apophis might actually be able to bust in here and do some damage with these lings. So far, because they're just sitting there not doing anything, these could have been drones. But they're not drones, so that's giving picur a little bit of the advantage. Although Apophis has been using this time to drone up very nicely. He's up to 35 drones now. And he's getting his own lair as well as a Roach Warren and an Evo Chamber. And it looks like now he's going to be moving across the map with these Zerglings here. So we'll see what he can get done on the other side of the map. picur does spot it out with a lone Zergling, so he knows he's got to get ready. He's got to put these Banelings in a pretty good spot, or at least squeeze out some Roaches here. He is squeezing out a few extra Lings to help defend against this. Are we going to see Banelings coming out of Apophis? Yes, we will. 5 Banelings being morphed in. The rest of the Lings are going to go poke up the ramp here. Got to be careful not to get hit by these Banelings, and here we go. Going to be a little bit of an engagement here. picur spreading his Overlord so he can get some nice vision. Going to work out pretty nicely for him as his Banelings come in. 3 for 4 is a decent trade here, and actually that was a pretty unlucky hit from that Baneling there. So overall, picur comes out on top here. He's actually going to clean out these Lings from Apophis, and now he's going to be able to go out on the attack, and he's making 6 more drones here to fully saturate his bases. Now, eventually both of these players are going to be on an even playing ground here, but Apophis still ahead in drones here. So even though I feel like I like picur's opening a little bit more, I mean, I guess I'm just wrong, because I think Apophis actually has a better standing right now. This Evo Chamber wall with a spine behind it is absolutely brilliant. He's got to get a transfuse off. There we go. Nice transfuse on that Queen, and a couple Roaches pop out. That's going to make this almost impossible to break through here for picur. Now, the difference now is Apophis Roach speed is only just starting. picur's is already done, and he's making Roaches right now. So I think we're transitioning here pretty cleanly into the Roach versus Roach wars. Apophis floating quite a lot of minerals. He doesn't have enough gas to spend all those minerals on his Roaches here, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Making some Queens. I think he probably either just wants to make a macro hatch or a third base and try to defend it. Now that his Roaches are out, that's pretty good. Did Apophis get any scouting off? No, so he doesn't know if his opponent's gone for mutas or not. I don't know if picur likes the muta style, as he takes a third base of his own here. I'm really not sure. Maybe Apophis just knows, or maybe he's not sure if picur is going for mutas, because that's the only thing I can really think of why he's keeping these Roaches at home and not taking the third base. But then, of course, there's the third base, so maybe he was just clearing up some things and then taking the third. But, of course, picurlings coming on in here. They do scout the Roaches in position. I don't know if he actually saw. He did see it. Nicely done from picur, and he's going to try to bust in here, but Apophis says, no way, sir, you're not going to trick me with that Platinum League play, basically, and he's got the door shut on picur. Taking a look at the supplies, though, picur is ahead. He's got Roaches. He's got +1 speed already done. +1 attack already done, as well as +2 halfway done with Roach speed. He is fielding some pretty strong Roaches right now, much stronger than his opponents, and as well as +1 armor finishing. So this is his window of time here, where he can take an engagement with stronger Roaches. The defender's advantage is in Apophis' favor, though. He's got tons of Roaches here, so this, yeah, it's really hard to attack up this ramp. It looks like picur's going to try to reposition and maybe go up the center way here, which I think is a little bit better for him. But no, he's actually just going to wait for +2 to finish. And I think Apophis is thinking like, all right, wait all you want. My +1 attack literally finishes as the engagement starts. So this is an even playing ground battle here, which makes it in Apophis' favor, considering Defender's advantage. And Picur's like, okay, you know what, never mind. I'm just going to go back home. I'm going to make 15 drones to drone up my third base. Really risky play, but when you're already on your opponent's side of the field, yeah, you feel more confident in doing that kind of thing. So, and we're seeing here it's actually going to work out for him, because once these drones start mining, then Picur's going to be able to make so many more roaches. +2 finishes up, +2 armor is on the way as well. And yeah, Picur's looking like he's in a pretty good spot. We need to see something different coming out of Apophis, like a Spire or an Infestation Pit or a Hydralisk Den, I guess, is pretty good. I have a feeling, though, getting both of these, Infestation Pit and Hydra Den at the same time, is going to be a little bit risky, especially if Picur, as he's only in roach production now, looks like he might be planning an attack. Okay, well, now he's taking his gases and building drones for those gases, so maybe not. But +2 armor's about to finish, and if he plans an attack for when this finishes, given the fact that the Hydra Den just went down, the Infestation Pit went down, that's a lot of minerals and gas that goes into buildings that aren't roaches, giving Picur the ability to make a lot more roaches. And here we go, he's going to be spending some time taking out those rocks, trying to get himself a better defense here. And, I mean, Picur's got the supply advantage, but a lot of that is in drones. So this fight is not quite going to be easy for him, even though he is so far ahead in upgrades. Here comes the roaches, both jumping on each other here. So hard to tell what's happening. It looks like Picur has the better engagement for now. A few roaches dancing in the back here, but remember, Defender's advantage in ZVZ is so strong, and Picur does remember that, so he's going to move on back. Forfeiting a little circling there. It's a little bit too bad for that Ling. And here we go. Infestation Pit with Pathogen Glands coming down for Picur. So instead of going for the Hydra Den, he's going to go for Hive and Pathogen Glands, and he's going to squeeze out some Infestors. And he can afford it, having 3 bases fully saturated. We have to remember that Apophis is only just now droning up his third base. So the whole time that Picur's been droned on his third base has been him getting an advantage in the economy and being able to afford so many more units. We can see this in the supply, 188 to 148. It's incredibly large. At this point, all these upgrades are late too for Apophis, and these Infestors are already popping out. We do see Pathogen Glands coming here for Apophis, but it's later than Picur's, and the Infestors aren't on the field yet. So I'm really expecting there to be another push out here from Picur. He's probably going to take a 4th base while he moves out with this one. At least that's my guess, because the main base is going to start to get mined out relatively soon here. This one is just about done already. So that's kind of my expectation here. That's what I would do if I was Picur. Meanwhile, just getting upgrades, macroing up here, trying to defend his third base. He still doesn't have as many drones as Picur does. And he's getting some spine crawlers. I like this play because he senses that he's behind, so he's getting spines that are going to help him defend his third base, which is incredibly important for him to hold on to here. Picur is maxed out now, so he is going to be moving out. Really like this play. Let's go ahead and zoom out here so we can take a look at the action here. Infestors in tow. They have enough energy. See, there's that map scrolling issue again. They have that energy. They're going to allow them to take incredibly cost-efficient trades, but I really think Picur's got to get going. Yeah, I know he's being safe. He's sending out these changelings. Wants to make sure he's not getting himself into something silly. Apophis, nice map vision. Already knows this is coming. Picur splitting off some roaches, really nice play, but the 3 spines there, going to be way too much. And actually, the huge surround here from Apophis, where are those Infestors leading the fray? All the Infestors they're all dead. That was actually a wonderful engagement from Apophis, but you know what? I still think it's going to be too much here for Picur, as the upgrades are just way too much. Actually, upgrades are even, so never mind that, but just the supply, way too much here from Picur, and he murders the defense of Apophis, and now he can look to get some actual economic damage done. I'm not sure about attacking the natural. I'd really like to see him attack the third instead. But he's got spine crawlers on both sides of him, so I understand why he's a little bit torn with what he wants to do. He looks like he's going to come up to the third. He's reinforcing with just a ton of roaches. Going to take a while to get there, though, and this fight is still not looking good for Apophis. He's running back to his natural with his tail between his legs, and all these roaches for Picur are making their way to the third base. This is definitely going to be going down. I think picur's going to focus the third. No, actually, it doesn't even matter. GG coming from Apophis. And that was just a really good ZVZ play coming out of picur. I even like Apophis' play was good. And by the way, man, I'm so sorry if I've said your name wrong the whole time. Like that's got to be annoying. I hate it when people say my name wrong. But, you know, I did my best. But I like his reactions, too. I think that picur, obviously being the master player, is a little bit better, and he made the smarter decisions. But Apophis made some good decisions, getting the spine crawlers, moving into infestors and hydras. Like, it's all a good idea, but I think picur just made his better decisions faster. And that's why we see picur victorious here. But thank you very much, picur, for sending me that replay. I appreciate that. It was a fun CVZ to cast. And guys, remember, you can always email me your replays, gdoggcasey, SC2 @gmail.com, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And anyways, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have anything to say to me, leave a comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.